I have reviewed Nitro Summer Fest burst of speed and spotlight cars. I understand that this is not the kind of video that you expected to see me making since I'm busy posting shorts every day. However, the burst of speed car selection and spotlight cars caught my attention so much that I spent the whole night awake just thinking about I need to talk about this. So, in this video, without any deviation or mentioning of burst of speed or spotlight, contains all the cars that are featured in these two events. I skipped mentioning the events because I wanted to rate them progressively, and if you disagree with anything, then let me know your opinion in the comment section. First up, we have Chevrolet Corvette C7R, and it drives like a brick. Think of it like Pininfarina Diorama of Class D, but released in 2020. This car nails every corner but only in game lost trailer for update. In game, this car is extremely bad. At max, it is more like the Fury but worse acceleration, handling, wide drifting and a lot less of a nitro. The car manages to go at the speed of 320 km/h, which is the only good thing about this car. The acceleration at 80 does not help this car much, considering the terrible handling and drifting, and the nitro stat is also of not any usage. Before you get up to your speed, the nitro would already have gone, so now you are just going at your normal speed without nitro. Since the release of this car in 2020, not a whole lot of key hunts have been made possible to get this car. However, this season offers a decent chance for you to get your hands on this car in pretty much free way. But overall, this is not a great car. 1.5 out of 10. Next up, we have Saleen S1. This car is something that I would question the utility a whole lot. The car manages to go at the speed of 326 km/h with its perfect nitro boost. The acceleration stat is 76, which is very low. The handling feels decent, but the drifting feels a little stiff. And the nitro is enough to help with the perfect nitro boost. I have covered this car in the past, and when it comes to going for this car, the answer does not feel like straight up yes or no. Not because it is complicated to answer, but the thing is that there is nothing that justifies the urgency to go for this car. Because there are so many contenders like this car which you may already have. So unless you specifically need this car, you can rely upon the rest of the options pretty easily. The same goes with this car and multiplayer. 2 out of 10. Next up, we have Glickenhaus 004C, and this car is very good in my opinion. It is one of the best cars in Class D. The car manages to go at the speed of 324 km/h. The acceleration is very bad at 76, but that's not the problem because the handling and drifting are very good. The drifting radius is not like one of the very best, but it is good, and the car is pretty nimble and easy to drive. Lastly, the nitro is decent. In the past, you can grind for this car in the key hunt or in any rerun of its Grand Prix, but in the current update, it has been let loose to everyone to be taken in your garage. The car is fun in Ghost and Ghost Slipstream season. For Classic season, the other cars might get rammed into you because this car does not have good acceleration. So that's the only negative in this situation. 3.5 out of 10. Next up, we have Chrysler ME412, and this car is straight up bad, I would say. The speed is not great. It only manages to go at the speed of 415 km/h. The acceleration stat at 74 is completely abysmal. The handling is sluggish and the drifting is bad. It loses ton of a speed before it barely gains any, and the nitro is a lot less to make up for it. The car had been exclusive for the most part, and it was being used in the special event as a gateway to restrict players accessing higher rewards. Now it is getting featured in the spotlight event, which is a good thing, but overall the car is absolutely abysmal. In my video about cars that you should not spend tokens on, I mentioned this car, and I still stick to the word that I mentioned in that video. 4 out of 10. Next up, we have Drako GTE. This car is copy-paste version of Ferrari 488 GTB. Yeah, a 4-star car which is faster than Huracan but has shortcoming in other stats. That makes it less OP. The car manages to go at the speed of 360 km/h. The acceleration stat is 81, which is good. The handling and drifting are better than 488 and the nitro is strong. The car offers good performance and overall it is just average and nothing exceptional happening here. The car has been featured in special event before and it is available at Legends Store and car hunts. So not amazing, not too bad either. 4.5 out of 10. Next up, we have Chevrolet Corvette Stingray. This American beast offers good performance overall. The Stingray manages to go at the speed of 341 km/h, which is at the top end of Class C. The acceleration stat at 81 is decent. The handling and drifting are good, but in prolonged drifting session, the car tends to go slightly wide. But it is manageable, and the nitro is strong. This car had not been too hard to get. It has been getting featured in car hunt, special event, and is also available at Legends Store. And now it is going to be featured in Spotlight event, which is another plus I would say. Depending upon the format of the event, you really won't lose too much. Rather, you will gain something. The car performs decently well in multiplayer. 6 out of 10. Next up, we have Ford GT Mark IV. This car kicked W12 out of Elite event, and I don't think it rightfully deserved the spot. The Mark IV manages to go at the speed of 381 km/h, which is slower than W12. The acceleration stat at 87 is a lot more. The handling is fine, but the drifting is relatively wide. W12 relatively drifts better, and the nitro is strong. This car was released in MP Reward, and now it is going to be featured in the Spotlight event. Now, how much you can star up this car, that's a different thing. But if you look overall, Mark IV mostly feels like a space filler. I don't think it adds up towards anything which makes it shine for anything. W12 is still a strong B-class contender against it. And if you look at the whole picture, I don't think Mark IV outperforms W12 enough to be called better. But it is good that this car is getting featured in the Spotlight event. At least you can get something out of it. 7 out of 10. Next up, we have Chevrolet Corvette ZR1. This car is Grand Sport elder sibling. It is not extraordinary but not too bad either. The ZR1 manages to go at the speed of 370 km per hour. This speed is pretty decent given the standard of Class A. The acceleration stat at 82 is decent. ZR1 also has good handling and drifting, but it is not as much agile as the Grand Sport. And the nitro efficiency is strong. So overall, this car is decent. This car used to be multiplayer exclusive, but after the Unite expansion, it got featured in the special hunt. People think that this car might be invalid now, but it is not that bad. It is decent. 7 out of 10. Next up, we have Glickenhaus 007S. This car was one of the best pick to let loose in a special hunt. You got to get one of the most OP car that has the potential to demolish the spammy reign of Vanda. The 007S has the acceleration of 89, which is extremely good. The car manages to go at the speed of 375 km per hour. It excels faster than Vanda and goes faster too. The handling and drifting are extremely good. The nitro is weak compared to Vanda, but if it had been too strong, then 007S will become the successor to the Vanda. And it is great that it is a killer, not the successor to the Vanda. So it does require you some skill to tame it, but once you do, you will be doing a lot more than you think. And if you are a beginner who happens to get this car, well, you have got a jackpot for real. This car will serve you good no matter where you use it. 7.5 out of 10. Next up, we have CZinger 21C. Think of it like a glorified Ultima which is overranked but under-delivers. This car is nothing special except that 89 acceleration stat, which is like extremely good. The car manages to go at the speed of 446 km per hour. You may say that 89 acceleration stat is all I wanted to know. 89 acceleration stat means that this car would dominate, and you are not wrong. But hold your horses here. The handling and drifting are awful. That 89 acceleration stat, yes, it does reach the top speed pretty quickly, but it loses all of it pretty quickly as well. And when you look at the nitro, it is not much. I guess because of the high acceleration. This car was released in an exclusive special event, and now it is going to be featured in the upcoming Spotlight event. And I think that it's a good thing, because you will get something without compromising too much. 7.5 out of 10. Next up, we have Aspark Owl. This car, while it may not be too good, but it's also not too bad. Most of the time, it depends upon your inclination. If you really are into acceleration-oriented cars, then this car is for you. If not, then this car does not meet your standards. Performance-wise, it is nothing crazy, but that acceleration is a massive edge, and the main strength of this car. Let's talk about the stats of this car. These are old stats, so if there is any mistake, then let me know. This car manages to go at the speed of 435 km per hour, which is nothing amazing, but on pass goes neck and neck with the Ultima RS, which goes around 440 km per hour. The acceleration at 89 is absolutely amazing. The handling and drifting are not that very great. They are good but not exception, and it also suffers from stability issues. The nitro is lacking, but given the acceleration, it is also not needed. Now on its release, the car had superior advantage, but now there are a lot of cars available which are acceleration oriented and goes around 410 to 430 speed bracket. So that makes this car not so exceptional, to be honest. It is just good for collectible. 7.5 out of 10. Next up, we have Bailey Blade GT1. This car is absolutely brick. I gotta say that there has been a lot more hates towards this car than it actually deserves. I know this car is a brick, and yes, you guys prefer good handling and tight drifting oriented cars, but for the hate, the main reason that spoiled this car for players was its hampered first impression. This car on its debut had one of the worst handling and drifting. You just barely touch a wall and you will land on your side. But that handling also got fixed. Let's start with the stat comparison. The Bailey manages to go at the speed of 473 km per hour, edging out the Chiron but with not a huge difference. The acceleration stat is 80, which is functional, I would say. The car is really heavy for its handling and drifting, and it is not pleasant to play with. The nitro is just functional at this point. It is challenging to manage, but it does not make too much of a difference. After the debut, not a whole lot of opportunities have been made possible to get this car, except a few times getting featured in a special event, but nothing else. I understand that everyone likes easy to drive and feel of the cars, but this car is not that bad. I think the hate is more overrated. 8 out of 10. Next up, we have Mercedes-Benz Vision 111. I wanted to unlock this car, but due to TVR cigars that was required to be owned as a Legend Pass car, it spoiled everything for me. And for that, the cigars is probably be the most hated car by me ever. This car had a lot of potential, almost like 2 OP, but then the stats were nerfed. Now the car is meh. It only manages to go at the speed of 396 km per hour. So it is faster than most of our top end A-class car except Fordzilla, which goes 397 km per hour. The acceleration at 83 is decent. And here comes the bad part. The handling and drifting is good, but the feeling of the drifting is not good. And it is not helped mostly by the shape of the car. The car feels like a brick in most situations. You will see it cornering inside, but the feeling of the good drifting won't be there. Pretty weird to explain, I have to admit. I actually hate the way that it looks too. 8 out of 10. I wanted to give it a 6.5 out of 10 rating, but I think that would be too brutal on the car. Let me know. Next we have Lamborghini Countach LPI 800-4. If I'm being honest, this car was love at first sight for me. But on its debut in the game, the whole update stirred up a lot of controversy. That's a different story you might already be familiar with. The special event of this car was incredibly exclusive, but now it has been released in linked special event, which is relatively easy for veterans. The Countach reaches a top speed of 388 km per hour. At this point, the Imola and Valhalla are already faster, but performance-wise, Countach is positioned right in between the two. Neither worse nor better. The acceleration is decent at 81. The car is nimble in handling, but it does fall a bit short in the drifting department. The nitro efficiency is also very good, making it a solid all-rounder. In multiplayer, this car can deliver solid performance. So, should you go for this car? Don't waste your time asking for it, because it's a big affirmative. 9 out of 10. Now let's discuss the GOAT. Next here we have Pagani Imola. This car has been kicked out by the Mercedes-Benz Vision 111 from the late event, but deep down the Imola still has a leg up over Vision 111. Given this burst of speed car selection, there is really no harm in trying to max both of these cars if you have good amount of tokens, and after that you can see for yourself which one is better. The Imola manages to go at the speed of 394 km per hour. The acceleration stat at 80 is decent. It may be considered bad by some people, but it is enough for the most part. This is where the GOAT part is, because Imola is extremely capable with great cornering, punching and floating abilities, and Nitro is going strong. The car was released in a bit of exclusive special event, but then it started getting featured in Unleash event and multi-packs, and now again it is going to be featured in the upcoming Burst of Speed packs. I would say you should go for both Mercedes and Imola, and then you will find out the difference between these two. 9.5 out of 10. Next here we have Bugatti Chiron Supersport 300 Plus. Some of you now expect me to roast the hell out of this car, but it is not what you think. In fact, I used to call this a bad car, but turns out it is not. When you look at the stat of this car, you are looking at the top speed of 477 km per hour. This is like a first disagreement with this car because the name is 300 plus, which is for miles per hour. That's why I call this car 290 plus. The car excels with 83 acceleration stat. The Supersport handles fine, but the drifting radius is wide. I used to call it bad drifting as well until one of you pinned Scribble's video in the comment section, and I was shocked that Scribble was slaying the competition with this car on Tuscany, and the drifting was smooth. Now he was not like playing ordinary with the car. He had tamed the car with a different skill set, and after seeing that, I would say that this car can even outperform the Chiron. But it requires taming in so many ways that you would question this car a lot. You are not at fault when you say that this car is bad, but this car has the potential. It just takes a really skilled player to harness it. The Nitro, yeah, it is a lot challenging. So yeah, when people say that this car needs a buff, they are not wrong. The Nitro needs a buff, and so does the broken physics with the drifting. And if somehow GameLoft does all of this, I think it would be safe to say that you guys would beg to have this car, myself included. 9 out of 10. But sometime I wondered that is keeping a car broken really a way to keep it exclusive in a way that not many players will go for it even if they release the car? It does make me wonder. I can be wrong about it. Next here we have Bugatti Mistral. And my oh my, this car defied my expectation twice. When GameLoft announced this car, I thought that this would be another Bugatti which would not deliver much on the performance and will cost you a leg to unlock. But guess what? The Mistral was released, and for its performance, it does not shatter the competition. But it did deliver on the stat. And the car got featured in the Black Friday Burst of Speed event. Not the packs, the event. The event was neither super generous nor super difficult, and now we have this car in the upcoming Burst of Speed, which is actually another thing that I did not expect. The Mistral manages to go at the speed of 484 km per hour. The acceleration at 81, I would say it is ideal because if it gets too high then top speed would be compromised. But this car truly shines with its handling and drifting. The drifting radius is wide, but when you tame this car like a pro, it becomes a beast. And it's basically a better LVN with open top. The car does not shatter the competition, but it is definitely tough on them. 10 out of 10. Next up, we have Hennessey Venom F5. This is the spicy beauty that every one of you wants. Now the trainability can be challenging and we will get into it later, but let's discuss the stat. Compared to the legendary performance of Mitsubishi Lancer, the Venom F5 has some terrible stats to deliver. It manages to go at the speed of 538 km per hour. The acceleration stat is 80. When it comes to handling and drifting, this was the most common reference that was used in the day of its debut, that whatever Jesko has to offer in handling and drifting, Venom takes it and simply does it better. Lastly, the Nitro is decent as well. This performance is absolutely abysmal compared to Mitsubishi Lancer, and that's why Venom has now been thrown away in the spotlight, because Venom has to prove itself on the track against the Lancer. Does this car even deserve 10 out of 10 rating? Let me know. Okay, jokes aside for a while, but this is not how easy I expected Venom to be let loose towards everyone. Consider Tuatara for example. The car was released in a much more hard event, and still in 2025 for beginners it is not easy to lay your hand on Tuatara. Now the question whether you need the Tuatara or not, that's a different thing. But given the fact that they are releasing Venom in the spotlight, and while the Passion looks promising, so not only you can get it to max out but also gold it, which is almost unheard of. And if they really deliver on this, then Gameloft actually deserves some round of applause. Unfortunately, they did not deliver on it, because turns out you can only get the car at 3 stars from the event, and to max it out you would have to buy bundles for real money. But still, applause towards Gameloft. Venom at 3 star can still be a lot more deadly. Now everything that I have mentioned about the future Spotlight event is at risk, because Gameloft might change them at the last minute. If that happens, keep in mind that this video has been scripted after the release of the patch notes. Another thing that I want to address here is that whether you like my shorts or not, they are the one that I use as a base in the foundation of this whole video. This video from scratch could have consumed days in scripting, but since short script was saved, the script was finalized to like 70% in less than 5 hours. So this is what small habit actually looks like when combined and fight for a greater cause. If you like this video, then I would highly recommend checking out this video where I reviewed all the Ferraris in the game, if you are a Ferrari enthusiast.